This is Mara Jane on Money FM Business Radio. We are live in Lusaka and surrounding areas, and of course you can catch us on 93.7 as well as www.moneyfmzambia.com. When you go to the website, on the top right, you will see a platform that says Listen Live. That is the platform to click, and it will bring you right into the studio, and you can listen to me loud and clear. You can call us in on 0211252227, as well as send us a voice note or a message on 0967144220. You are on Money FM Business Radio. We are in Lusaka, and of course, it's time for Money Meets, and today we meet a lady who's a fashion entrepreneur. Like many stories of designers we have heard before, she has never studied fashion and design in her life. She discovered her passion for fashion when she was only about 12 years old, and she's going to be here to tell us what that journey has been. By the time she was 15 years old, she had already started making her own clothes, and she would also wear them at school on Civilian Day. Remember Civilian Day, when we would be forced to wear clothes and some of us would go in our best church clothes? Well, this particular lady was making her own clothes for such occasion. And so we are here to talk about her life and what led to her becoming a fashion designer and now one of the biggest fashion entrepreneurs in the country. I have in the studio on Money Meets Miss Faith, or Mrs. actually, Faith Mulenga Kabende. It's great to have you in the studio. This is quite exciting. I have followed your work, and you are one of those designers that has just taken up, the Zambian fashion world and has changed the game when it comes to fashion. I think you were one of the first fashion designers that just changed the game completely for Zambia. This is exciting, and it's such a pleasure to have you in the studio, and I'm looking forward to learning who this person is. I think a lot of what we know about Faith is basically just her being on the runway, her designing clothes for a lot of the artists in Zambia, her designing for a lot of the dignitaries and the famous people of Zambia. But you have done quite a lot in that space. But today I'd love to know more about you. Where did you grow up, and how did you start designing clothes at the age of 12?
I was born in Luansha. I come from a family of 8, and I'm the fifth born. 5 girls and 3 boys. I went to Luansha Girls Secondary School, and I came to Lusaka to do my diploma, and I did my degree at the University of Zambia. Then thereafter I started working with Zamtel. I worked for Zamtel for a few years, and I just resigned. I one day decided to resign. And maybe you'd want to know the reason why.
Yes, I'd love to know why you resigned. I mean, most people would... a lot of people believe that formal employment is like the job security that everyone is looking for, and a lot of people would opt to stay in that environment than leave that for something else. What caused you to leave your job and start your own business?
Like you said, I used to design while I was working. I used to do my own clothes, and people loved them, and people started giving me orders to make them outfits and all that. So now I started a small business while I was working at home, and people started following me to the office if I haven't finished their work. So one day I decided that I think I can't stand the work. Let me just choose one, because you can't be jack of all trades. So let me decide what I want to do. So I took a bold step to just say, I'm going to resign. And everyone was saying, how can she resign? A parastatal company, there are so many incentives, loans, and all those things. But I knew what I wanted. And I went ahead and I resigned. And a lot of people condemned me a lot. Even my family members, some of my family members. So I went and I told myself, I won't leave any stone unturned, because a lot of people are going to laugh at me, because what I've done is something any normal person can do. So I went and flat out into designing. I started with one machine, started doing things, and a lot of fashion shows, free fashion shows, just to put the name out there, and a lot of sponsorships, TV sponsorships, because I wanted to put my name out there so that people can see who this Faye Designs is. So the business started growing slowly, and I came up with a Facebook page, And people around the world started inviting me to go and showcase in international platforms, which I never expected, because when I started designing, I was doing it as a hobby, where I used to do just my things just to feel good, because I love clothes. So people started inviting me to go and showcase on their platform. They pay for everything. You just go there and showcase. You sell your stuff and you come back. And like locally, people started appreciating my designs as well. And a lot of these prominent people started coming to me to order things. And my name went out there, and I never expected that.
That's
I can tell you.
Yeah.
Because it was just like a hobby, and it grew into a big business, which I never expected. I'm so humbled about it.
Fantastic. But growing up, and for someone who's designing at the age of 12, did you grow up in a home where you were heavily influenced by that kind of lifestyle, where you took an interest in creating clothes? What was your growing up like in your household, and how did it then affect your becoming who you are today?
My mother is like one of my biggest inspirations. She used to do the needlework, like making, those tomadoides they put on the chairs.
Yes.
Some time back. I'm sure a lot of people use those in their home.
Cover your beautiful chairs.
Yes.
with all sorts of things.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my mother used to do that a lot, and she used to make. She likes sewing, and she used to make even our dresses. She used to make maybe skirts, dresses for us. So she never done it as a profession or as a business making venture. She just used it to do it as a hobby as well. But for me, I used to pick up something whereby if she wants to adjust something, she can do it herself. I told myself, I think I can do this. So when she buys me a dress, because I was very slim when I was growing up, so she only
You still look slim, Faye.
Very slim, more than this.
Really?
Less than this, believe me.
Wow.
So then she only used to buy me dresses, no skirts, because she used to tell me that you look very slim when you wear a top and a skirt. So dresses, they'll make you look fuller and all that. You know how mothers.
That's right.
Yeah, so then I started cutting, because I always envy my friends and sisters putting on skirts and tops, only me dresses. I said, no, I think I can do something with these dresses my mother buys for me. So I started cutting the dresses, making skirts and tops for myself. And if I cut maybe 2 dresses, the other dress I make it a skirt, the other dress I make it a top. From that time, it started growing. So if I make something, my mother was like, did you make this?
Yeah.
So yes, I did. At first, she used to beat me. If she finds a dress cut in 2 pieces, she used to slap me. So now she's, I think, started embracing it because she saw that was my talent and I loved doing it. So then I started growing it slowly, and it has grown. And I really appreciate, and I'm so humbled about it.
Fantastic. This is a Faye, who is of Faye Designs, and she's our guest on Money Meets today. You are on Money FM Zambia on 93.7 in Lusaka and surrounding areas, and of course you can catch us live on www.moneyfmzambia.com. We will go on a short break, and when we come back, we are going to find out what dressing for success looks like in Faye's world. This is Money FM Zambia. You are with Marajane on Money FM.
Money 93.7 FM, your business radio.
Money FM Business Radio. We are on 93.7 in Lusaka and surrounding areas, and of course you can catch us live on www.moneyfmzambia.com. We are live, and of course you can send in your WhatsApp voice notes and of course your messages on 0967 144220. You can also call us on 0211 25 as well as 0211 25 2237. Do send us your messages and let us know where you are and what you're doing, and are you listening to this particular program, and what can you ask Faith so that you can grow in that space, and of course develop your talent from just a hobby or just a rebellion from your mother who's dressing you in dresses and into something that now becomes a business. We are with Mrs. Faith Kabende in the studio. She is the proprietor of Faye Designs and one of Zambia's longest serving fashion designers in the country. Faith, we were talking about your life, of course, growing up and what led you to fashion. But I want to read out something. You have had your fashion taken you to, the Zambian Fashion Week, of course, but you've also had international recognition. You've been to the South African, the launch of the South African Modeling Agency. You've been to Malaysia. You have been to the Paris, of course, the London Fashion Week. You have been to Paris. You have traveled the world because of fashion. How does one turn a hobby into a dream and of course a viable business like the one you're running right now?
First and foremost, you need to be true to yourself and you need to know what you want with that business. Like for me, when I stopped job from Zamtel, I told myself this is what's going to feed me. So I was so focused such that I every time I'm doing something, when I started, I never used to charge like somebody can just walk in and do something. When they are collecting, that's when they pay. Mm-hmm. But I realized that I wasn't making money because some people would just go, they'll leave the fabric and they'll go for good. Mm. So I brought up a system whereby when you bring something to me, you need to do an upfront of payment before I do that. Then I saw that it started making sense and I started making money out of that. And from there I started saving the money for other things, other ventures, because what I believe in every business, when you make money you need to reinvest it. Mm-hmm. And that's what I normally do, because for me, I told myself this business has to grow and I need to of course support my family as well. And that's how I started growing it, selling things, going to ministers, asking them on the doors. I ask if I can make for them something. Mm-hmm. They ask you to sample for free. Maybe you sample. If they like them, they will even pay the one you sampled because they are so happy with the work you've done. Mm-hmm. So from there, I positioned myself. I branded myself. I didn't want to compete with people who are doing from the markets. I told myself I'm going to brand myself whereby I'll touch the middle class and the higher class. Mm-hmm. So that the lower class, they can be targeted by people who are doing their business in markets and all that. So the middle and the upper class are the people I targeted, and also people who are coming from school, like who wants to get married. Those are the big business you can touch. So like for people who are like wedding, bridal parties, those are the people I targeted, and it really worked for me. And the business grew from there because that's my position. I had put my position to like dress those kind of people in that range. Mm-hmm. So it really worked for me because I really planned for it, because I needed to make money out of this.
Fantastic. I'm glad you spoke about dressing people. Zambia has several women and men with different body structures, and we have very diverse body structures. And of course, I've noticed a lot of women, I'm going to put you on the spot here. I've noticed that a lot of women like to wear clothes that are just not made for them, where you are wearing a beautiful piece of clothing, but it looks like it was forced on you, or you forced it on yourself, such that you actually even distort the whole beauty of the outfit. What would you advise in terms of dressing for success firstly, but also dressing for your body type? What has been your experience in that area, and how can we, especially women, improve in that area?
First and foremost, Mara, you need to know your body shape, because every woman has got a type of a body. There are apple shapes, there are pear shaped, there are hourglass shapes, and There's the rectangular shapes. So those you need to know. You need to identify what type of a body you have, because some outfits, like something what I can wear, you can't fit and you can't look nice. So I can't just walk in a shop because I saw Mara wearing this nice dress, I'm going to buy it. Maybe I don't have the curves, I don't have a big bust. That dress won't sit the way that dress sat on Mara. So we, like for women, you need to know your body type. Is it an hourglass? Is it an apple shape? Is it a strawberry? So you need, strawberry is a shape which is like a heavy on top and small at the bottom.
At the bottom,
yes.
Okay.
So those shapes, normally you need to like even it by wearing something which is like gathers from the waist going down and fitted on the boobies, so that you like even up your shape. And you find that if people walks in my studio, they will tell you that me, I'm heavy, I'm very big, so I don't wear flared clothes.
Yeah.
And I will tell you that this dress won't look nice, of course in a good way, that it won't look nice on you because you are heavy on top, of course, and maybe smaller at the bottom. So you need to wear a dress like this. But some people will say, no, this is what I want. I want something fitted, tight, stretchy, and you go on what the customer wants. But me, I will always advise you what you are going to look nice into. I won't just let you go out there and people start talking about you, people are laughing at you. But the moment I advise you and you don't want to take it, I'll leave it the way you want it. So ladies, you need to know your body shapes. And men as well, slim fits are not for everyone. Slim fits are people with flat tummies, not with big fat bellies.
You said it here on Money FM, on Money Meets. Slim fits are people with flat tummies, not the one packs that are protruding. And because we see a lot of it, a lot of our people walking in clothes that just don't fit, and this is something that we need to change. And you see, the beauty about having a designer is because it's custom made, so you can actually make it to fit you. Not to lose weight or stress yourself over trying to fit into something that doesn't fit you. So this is quite exciting.
And the other thing I wanted to say, Mara, on the skinny jeans as well, that one I always want to stress that, because skinny jeans, everyone you find that they are wearing skinny jeans, and you find that they don't even have the legs for skinny jeans. Skinny jeans are people with full legs.
Ah, like me.
Yes.
That's good.
Skinny jeans are with people with full legs. If you've got slender legs, skinny jeans are not for you. But for the models and other people, those we use them to just showcase what you have. But if you study about fashion, you find that skinny jeans normally they were made for people with full legs. Not for
to make your legs look skinny.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That is the concept behind skinny jeans.
Yes.
Fantastic. This is Mara Janae. We are on Money FM Business Radio. We are live in Lusaka on 93.7, and of course you can catch us live on www.moneyfmzambia.com. We will go on a break, and when we come back, we will wrap it up with a Faith here on Money Meets. Stay tuned, and of course keep it locked to 93.7.
For business on the go, visit www.moneyfmzambia.com to watch, stream, and download various programs from anywhere in the world.
This is Mara Janae on Money FM Business Radio. We are live in Lusaka on 93.7, and of course you can catch us live on www.moneyfmzambia.com. Do send us your messages. Let us know where you are, what you're doing. This is lunchtime. What are you having for lunch? What have you ordered? I am starving. I can't wait to have my lunch, and of course I will be having lunch with you on Dine with Money. But just before we get to that, we have in studio Mrs. Faith Kabende, who is a fashion entrepreneur in the country, and today Money FM meets Faith of Faye Designs, and we have been talking about her life and what has led her to become this fashion icon and fashion entrepreneur. And I must say, Faith, you are, when it comes to dressing, you are one of those women that just knows how to dress.
That's a very big compliment.
Yes, I mean, I'm looking at you now, and the way you've matched your head wrap, the way you've matched the little flower on, this is just, accessorizing and playing around with clothes. And Zambia has really evolved when it comes to dressing, because
Very
back in
much.
the day, we were not.
We're a bit behind.
We're a bit behind when it comes to fashion,
Yeah.
but the likes of you has really pushed the bar high and have given us exciting pieces of clothing, and also ways of how to put pieces together. Do you have any daughters, and have you passed this kind of art to them?
Unfortunately, I only have boys. Imagine 3 boys.
Wow.
I don't have a daughter. I've got 3 boys, but my firstborn son is into fashion.
Is it?
So much. You can't buy him clothes. You can't do anything for him. You need to give him money to do. And recently, he launched his fashion label.
Really?
Yes. If you follow me on my Facebook page, you can see it's Luna. It's Luna by Faye Designs. So that Luna is designing T-shirts, like combining the Afrocentric and the Western type.
Fantastic.
Yes.
That's good. At least you've passed it on to one of your
passing
children.
on. I can see that.
Which is important, and I think I would love to speak. I would love for you to speak about this. What is the importance or the value of passing on family legacies from generation to generation? Because I feel like we as Zambians, we're not very good at passing on generation. If you look at the Indian community, if you look at the Jewish community, children are inducted or adopted into the family business so that there's a legacy, and one such as yours is a legacy that needs to be carried on. Why is it important for us to focus on creating legacies where children can actually adopt?
I'll tell you first, Mara, why we are failing as Zambians or Africans is because we don't have systems. So if you have a system, you're definitely going to pass that legacy to the younger ones. So like, as for Faye, I always sing about leaving a legacy, whereby if I had to go to today or tomorrow, my children or my sisters or whoever is going into this business with me, they are going to keep that fire burning. So as Faye Designs, I want to see it, whoever comes in the next 100 years to come stands as Faye Designs.
That's right.
Because I'm trying to put everything, every little detail into systems. And like I mentioned earlier, reinvesting your business in other things as well. Also, that chain also makes the legacy to remain alive. If you don't put systems in place, nothing happens, especially in Zambia and maybe many other African countries. So for me, I would say we need to put up systems so that we leave legacies. There are so many businesses we've seen in Zambia grow very well, but after the owner dies, the business dies.
It dies
as well.
with the person.
Yes, so we need to maybe put systems in place so that even if you are not there, the business has to still run.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And I totally agree with you. Systems are very important because they need to find somewhere to start from.
Yes.
Unlike when they come and they're taking over and they find that your business doesn't even have
Yes,
records,
yes.
and they can't trace anything. They
Anything
can't
about
trace
the business.
suppliers.
Yeah, true.
That's right. What is one of your fashion advices that you can offer to any one of your customers, especially the women? I'm more focused on the women, because I think we have evolved as women. We have taken on different fashion trends, but then sometimes we miss it because you've got your fashion for the day, your night fashion, and fashion for the stage, which is supposed to be worn on stage, and you find this fashion coming to the streets. What is your advice to women?
We need to know what time it is, when to wear what. And I'll tell you something, I've been to functions whereby you find that the lady is nicely dressed in the night, but the husband is put on a jeans and sneakers and a t-shirt, and their wife is putting on a very nice evening dress. So we need to educate our men folks as well, because imagine if I'm going for a red carpet event, I need to make sure that it's my responsibility to make sure that my husband is looking nice. So we need to support our men as well, because always us women, we always want to look good every time.
That's right.
And we need to know what time it is, what to wear an evening dress, what time to wear the everyday wear dress. We need to identify which time it is, like what time am I going to wear this. And that's the biggest problem we have as women. you'll find that a dress which you're supposed to wear in the evening, you're wearing it to the office, and that dress maybe it's too tight, it's showing all the contours on the body. And I'll tell you something, men are not comfortable with that. Maybe you are marketing yourself, but you need to always put it in your mind that if you're wearing a very tight dress in the office, men are not very comfortable. So it has to be tight, but comfortably tight, not whereby it's showing all the contours on the body. If it's too tight, you're better off throwing on maybe a shower on top, maybe a jacket on top. So you need to know what time it is, what time to wear this and what time to wear that. So ladies, we need to always support our men folks. When you're going for a function with your husband, with your fiancé, with your boyfriend, make sure that they're also dressed to kill, not whereby you're just shining alone and your husband is looking like your bodyguard.
or he just followed you from the streets. That's right. This is Money FM Business Radio. We are on Money Meets, and I have in the studio Mrs. Faith Kabende, who is Faye Designs, the woman behind Faye Designs, and we have been talking about her life and how she got to this position where she's now a fashion entrepreneur and has been in the industry for quite a while now. This is Money FM Business Radio. We are on 93.7 in Lusaka and surrounding areas, and of course you can catch us live on www.moneyfmzambia.com. Please do call on 0211252227 as well as 0211252237. You can also send us a message or WhatsApp voice note on 0967 144220. Do let us know where you are, where you're listening from, and of course participate in the Money FM Fuel competition on Money FM Zambia platforms, that is social media platforms on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And all you have to do is repost any of our posts and of course put the two hashtags Money FM Zambia and Money FM Fuel for you to stand a chance to win fuel worth 500 kwacha. And announcements of winners will be made every Friday at 9 hours with Chitalu and Yowela in the Business for Breakfast show. This is Money FM. And finally, Faith, just before we let you go, what is one of your most personal experiences in this journey?
I'll tell you, the very first time I showcased in Paris, that was like my dream come true. And I'll tell you something, in Zambia, the people around you, they won't appreciate you to the work you're putting in. Like for me, people come to me to tell you've turned fashion designing as something people can appreciate, which I feel nice because I never thought that I've done so much to put the fashion industry in Zambia on that map. If you go to a fashion show like in Paris, people will appreciate you. They will treat you like a goddess because they know that you are a creative. You create something. God is a creative. He created everything in this world. So if you are creating something as a fashion designer, it's like you are getting the roots from the Heavenly Father, which is God. So if you are creating, people in other countries, they appreciate you very, very much. So that thing you need also to emulate it in Zambia, because if you support me to make me feel like what I'm doing is very important, I'll even do better.
That's right.
Because people around me are appreciating me. So if I go there, it's like, oh, in Zambia they do this as well. Not where when you go out there, then people are making you feel very special. And where you're coming from, no one sees that.
Even recognizes
you're not even sure if they're telling you that, oh, we appreciate your things. You're not sure because where you're coming from, no one even say anything about it. The only thing they say is maybe to push you down, as women. Most of the time we don't want to support one another. But I'll tell you something, it has been a worthwhile journey because my journey in fashion has been so overwhelming. Places where I never thought I'm going to go, it has taken me there. And I always appreciate it, and I thank God, because minus him I wasn't going to be even reach those heights. I've been to so many countries around the world to just showcase my brand, and I've evolved whereby I can even sell my clothes, my brand online. Yeah, so it's been a very, very good journey, and I really appreciate it.
Fantastic. Thank you. This has been Money Meets. I've had Faith Mulenga Kabende in the studio. She is a fashion entrepreneur, fashion designer, and fashion entrepreneur who has been on the Zambian industry, in the fashion industry, for quite a while now. She's one of the first pioneers that changed the fashion industry in Zambia and changed the way we dress and the way we look. I know a lot of Zambian women now like to look the part, and events like the Lusaka July always bring out the most trendiest fashion designs and almost the most trendiest clothing that Zambia can create, and most of that is created locally because most of our people actually go to people like Faith and of course get their designs done by a local entrepreneur. So like she mentioned, we need to be supporting one another. A lot of women, the last guest came in and spoke about it, women bring each other down. We need to change that mindset. We need to change that behavior. We need to begin to lift one another, and like Faith has said, we need to support one another here locally and not wait for other people in different countries to support some of the local talent in the country. Zambia needs to stand up for its people and support its people in the different ventures that everyone is in. This has been Money Meets, and of course we will be coming back with more interesting programs. I'd like to say thank you so much to Faith for coming into the studio and for giving us a piece of her life, getting to know who she is and where she started from. It's been a pleasure having you. We wish you all the best and a lot of success in everything that you do.
Thanks, Mara, for having me.
Thank you.
For business on the go, visit www.moneyfmzambia.com to watch, stream, and download various programs from anywhere in the world.